everyone, welcome to Homeschooling with Hira. Hope you all are doing great. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you the English grammar syllabus for year 2. Recently, I have uploaded a video for the grammar syllabus for year 1, and after watching that, you people were asking for the year 2 syllabus. So here I am with your requested video. So let's first talk about that. What is year 2? What is the age of year 2? So with year 2 means that your child should be of age 6 to 7 years, and the syllabus that I'm going to share with you is just right for a child who is 6 to 7 years of age. However, he should have taken the syllabus for English grammar that we teach in year 1. So if you have started grammar from year 1, that is the age 5 to 6, then you can go for this curriculum for your year 2 child or 6 to 7 years old. Or if you have not given your 6 to 7 years old year 1 syllabus, then first teach year 1 and then go for year 2. Just keep it simple by understanding that this is the second year of grammar. If you are teaching grammar to your kids, so this curriculum that I'm sharing with you should be taught in the second year, right? Let me just add you a little more to avoid any confusions. No matter you are introducing grammar in kindergarten, KG2, okay, or grade 1, if you are introducing grammar for the first time, go for the curriculum of year 1 that you will find in the description of this video, and after year 1 follow the curriculum that you will find in this video. Okay, so let's dive in. And there is one more thing. If you want to enroll your kids in my grammar classes, a summer batch is coming up. You can just message me in the comments box and I'll share the details with you. Let's find out now that what are the topics of year 2 grammar syllabus. The curriculum that I am following here is Jolly Grammar. It is a UK based curriculum, so you can trust on this, and you can also find it on Google. You can just search that what is Jolly Grammar and you will find all about it. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing in year 2 of grammar that you will teach to your kids is sentence writing. You need to tell them that what is a sentence, how you should begin a sentence. For example, we need a capital letter at the beginning, you need a full stop at the end of the sentence, and the sentence should make sense. These are the 3 fundamental things that you need to teach your kids about sentence writing. The second thing is speech marks. We have already introduced speech marks in year 1, so here we will do a revision of this, as well as we will go a little deeper that how to write proper dialogues with the help of speech marks. The speech marks are also called quotation marks. Okay, then we have questions. Question words are also introduced in year 1 grammar. Here we will do a revision of this and will add a few more words to our question word list. Next, we will go for commas and lists. We need to teach children that if you have a list in your sentence, do not separate the list with the word and. We cannot repeat and. Rather, we need to put commas between the list, and before the last thing that you are listing, we need to put the word and. So this is a new topic for grammar year 2 that we will be teaching our kids. Next, we have exclamation marks, another punctuation thing that we need to teach children, that when should we use punctuation marks, how they change the meaning of our sentence, how they help our reader to understand the tone of our writing, and all about exclamation marks. If you look at these things carefully, from the first topic to the 5th topic of year 2 grammar, we are talking about punctuations. Yes, punctuation is something that is literally a very important thing when you are teaching any language, especially written language, to kids. All these topics are about punctuation when we are starting our year 2 grammar. Next, we have alphabetical order. Alphabetical order we have already done in year 1, but here we are repeating it. Next, we have the topic proper nouns. Now, you must be thinking that again, nouns, we have already been talking about nouns in year one. So, dear all, nouns will be with us till year 4 and 5 because we have different types of nouns. We give bite sized information to children when we are introducing things, right? So in year one, we just told them that nouns are the names of person, place, and things, and for proper nouns, we told them that proper nouns are the names of special people or special places. Now we will tell them that names of months and days are also proper nouns. Planets are also proper nouns. So we just add on information about proper nouns so they can understand that what are the other things that we can use as proper nouns. Then we have adjectives, a little revision from year one, and then we will go for writing descriptive sentences with the help of adjectives. So what we are doing here, we are up leveling kids' existing knowledge about these grammar topics. Okay. Next, we have plurals. This is also a revision of your one grammar where we taught kids how to make plurals by adding s and es. We need to revise this because we are moving forward to the next step of plurals. For making plurals, we have 10 different rules, or you can say 10 plus rules of changing words into plurals. So, plurals will also come in every successive year but with a new rule. So you will see that what is the new rule here. However, you need to first recall the existing knowledge of making plural by adding s and es. Now we have a very new topic here that we call possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives are the words like his, her, my, its, our, your, their. Okay, all these words are possessive adjectives. Like we have 8 pronouns, we have 8 possessive adjectives. For every pronoun we have a possessive adjective. If you want to learn in detail about possessive adjectives, you can check the description box of this video. I will link the possessive adjectives video there. So we need to teach this to our kids. Okay, the next topic is homophones. Homophones are words that sound the same. For example, there, THEIR, there, and THERE, there, and even there are, THEYARE. But we are not going to teach this here because it will be too early for them to contract the word they are, since children don't have the knowledge of contractions right now. Otherwise, if we say the word they are in its contracted form, so we say they are. So it is the homophone of there and there. Okay. After teaching homophones, we again have the alphabetical order. Why we are focusing much on alphabetical order? Even in year one, we had many pages for alphabetical order because we want our kids to use dictionary and thesaurus. And for that, they need to know the alphabetical order so they can quickly go to the required page. Okay. Moreover, we have sentences and verbs. This is the revision of verbs. Children already know what are action verbs. Here we will tell them that how verbs are used in sentences and how the verbs are changing according to the person that we are using. For example, if we are using the pronoun I, so the verb will be simple, the base form, that is soem. But if you use the pronoun he, she, or it, so your verb will change into soems. So we will talk about these things here, make kids realize that how verbs change according to the subject of the sentence. We won't say the word subject here, but we will simply go for the word pronouns. Here we will do verb conjugation actually once again. If you don't know what is verb conjugation, so you can find this out in the previous video that is in the description box. Next we have adverbs, revision for adverbs, and here we will tell them that many adverbs end in ly, but there are some adverbs that don't end in ly. For example, the word is fast. If I say he runs fast, so fast will be the word. I cannot say he runs fastly. Fastly is not a word. Okay, we can say quickly or fast. So there are many adverbs that don't end in ly, and you can give this information or this knowledge to your kids in year 2 of grammar. Now, the most important grammar topic in foundation years is the irregular verb to be. We need to teach our kids that is, am, are verbs. For example, if I say that she is tall, and children are supposed to find out a verb in this sentence. What we have taught them so far is verbs are action words, right? But here we do not have any action word. So, where is the verb? And in the previous knowledge of sentences that we have already given them here, sentences and verbs, we have told them that we cannot make any sentence without verbs. Okay? So, here we need to have a verb. However, they can't see it because we don't have any action verb here. So, to help them understand this concept, we need to teach them the verb to be and all the forms of it. Why do we call verb to be an irregular verb? Because it doesn't take ed to be its past. Okay, so the present form of verb to be is, am, and are. So this is a very important topic which we need to teach in year 2. Next, we have the regular past tense of verbs. We have already done this in year 1, that you can either simply add ed to verbs to make them past. For example, walk will change into walked. And you can also double the final consonant before adding ed. Now, here is a new thing that if the word is ending in silent final e, for example, the word is like, L-I-K-E, like, and you want to turn it into its past tense, so you need to add ed. But to add ed, we need to remove this e from here and then add ed. So our regular verb liked will be like this. Okay, no double e, we need to remove the silent final e and add ed. This is the thing that you will tell them now. And collectively, now we have 3 ways to make the past tense of regular verbs: by adding ed, by removing silent e and adding ed, and by doubling the final consonant and adding ed. If you want to learn about this rule, please check the description box, right? Let's move forward to the irregular past tense of verbs. Here we will give them some most frequently used verbs that are irregular. For example, eat, the past is ate. Swim, the past is swam. Run, the past is ran. Okay, so verbs that are frequently used but are irregular will be taught in this portion. Next, we will train them a bit more for using dictionary. We can give them some words that are misspelled. We can give them some words that are unknown to them. They need to find out the meaning from the dictionary and can draw them or can write the definition. Proofreading sentences, another very important skill, not only in grammar but for creative writing part as well. So we will train them how to proofread their sentences to avoid spelling mistakes, to avoid punctuation mistake, and if they are there, so how to fix them. Next, we have irregular verb to be past form. The present form of irregular verb to be is, am, are, and the past form of verb to be is, was, and were. So, for example, if in a sentence children don't have an action verb, for example, he was sick. So, where is the verb here? So, if you have taught them the past form of to be verb, they can easily pick that was is a verb. Okay, so here we need to give them this sense. Remember, this is year 2 and we are clearing their concepts, right? Now we have expanding a sentence. This is also a creative writing skill that we train our children not to write simple short sentences. For example, if I say the dog barked, this is a simple sentence, short sentence. We will help children to make this sentence longer or to expand it by telling that where the dog barked, how the dog barked, when the dog barked, right? So keep on asking these questions, or you can have a question hand for this. If you want to watch this video, that how to help kids expand sentences in a multisensory way, you can find the link in the description box. Okay, let's move forward to conjunctions. This is the new part of a speech that we are introducing in level 2. In level 1, we introduced 5 parts of a speech that were nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Now, this is the 6th part of a speech that we are introducing in grammar level 2, and it is conjunctions. We give them the basic conjunctions or, but, and. We also add the words like when, while, and because. So these are some conjunctions with the help of which children can expand their sentences, and as well they get the sense that how to use connectors to join sentences to make them more meaningful. Then we have the new type of plurals. As I told you that we have done with S and ES. So this time we will tell them how to make plurals with IES. If a word ends in Y, for example, the word puppy, so you need to change this Y to I and then add ES to make it puppies. Okay, this will be a new rule for them, and we need to teach them here. Next, we have synonyms. We have already given them some synonyms in grammar level 1. They know what are synonyms, but this is a thing that we need to keep working on to build their vocabulary bank. Okay, so for building good vocabulary, synonyms are needed. Then we have proofreading a story or proofreading again, so they can understand their mistakes as well. We will give them piece of writing with lots of spelling mistakes and punctuation mistake and ask them to proofread it. It is just to develop their habit to proofread their own work. Okay. Next, we have prefixes like un, dis, miss, and im. These are the most common prefixes that we use in English. So we will start with these prefixes and give them the idea that how prefixes work, what are they, how they change the meaning of any word. Apostrophe for possession, that is apostrophe S. We introduce this topic to kids in grammar 2 as well. Next, we have contractions. For example, if the word is not, so how you will contract it to write the short form? We will give this knowledge as well here. Then we have another part of a speech, that is preposition, and we will give them preposition of place and time. Next, we have finding meaning. This is a dictionary exercise, so we will give this to kids. After that, we introduce suffixes and the suffix ing and its rule. To add ing to words, we have certain rules that we will be introducing our kids in grammar level 2, because this is the most common suffix. We use it a lot. So children should know that if they are adding ing, what are the rules they need to follow. Next, we have comparative and superlative degrees of adjectives and some interesting words. Interesting words means that if you are using the word run in your sentence, let's replace it with sprint or scuttle or scurry. Okay, so these are a few things that we need to teach them in grammar, and they will ultimately help them in their creative writing part. Remember one thing, that English is a language and it cannot be taught in different parts. Like we are doing reading, so only reading, then grammar, so only grammar, then writing, so only grammar. No, they all are together. So when we are teaching English or any language, we need to keep even listening. How can I forget listening? So we begin with listening, we go for speaking, reading, and writing. All these things come together, and grammar plays a very important part in all these skills. So that's all for today's video. I hope that you have found it useful. If yes, so please hit the like button. If you want to enroll your kids in my grammar classes, write it in the comment box and I'll get back to you. Stay tuned if you want to learn about grammar levels that I'll be uploading soon. Take care. Bye for now. And don't forget to make it a great day. Bye.